Hello, hello. Hi, everybody. Let me know when you can hear me. I can see hi, Ronnie. Hi, Adrian. Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Tish. Let's see. I think you can hear me now. Hello, Catherine. Hello, Jackie. Thank you all. It's so nice to see all your names there, welcome. I'm not on the street. Natalie. Hi. Hi, welcome. I'm not on the street, as you can probably see. I'm in my office. Because what happened this morning... You can hear. Excellent. Okay. Hello, Bonnie. Hi, Emily and Carol and Susan. Oh, my goodness. Hi, Diane. Everyone. Hi, yes, Diane. I just got your message that you got the slicey. That's so cool. I am not outside. Hello, Carly. The reason being is that this morning I spilled coffee on my phone. Hello, Nancy. Yeah, no, I spilled coffee on my phone. And then, not a lot. Much later in the day, I plugged in the lead because I needed to put the videos on the phone. And it said, take the lead out immediately. There is moisture detected in your USB-C port or whatever. So I used this air thingy. And that didn't work, and I did everything, and I put it on the radiator, and basically, eventually, about 10 minutes ago, I managed to get it working again, but that doesn't leave me enough time to load on the videos and load on the photos, and of course get to town to the location. Yeah, spilling wine, Cheryl, would be much worse than spilling coffee. It wasn't a lot. It really wasn't a lot. It was just a bit. But anyway, it did it. So I thought I'd come online anyway just to say hi. And, I've never really done these sort of ask me anything type of things. And I realize that there's a big lag with the chat. But if anyone wants to ask anything about Amsterdam, about anything, we could hang out a little bit and do that. Yeah, I'm very pleased it's working again. As I said, I can't even believe that anything... I didn't even think to check it at the time because I thought I'd got away with it. But clearly that wasn't the case. Now, looking at all these names, I'm sure, I think every name that I've seen go by... You're holding your cup in two hands now, Adrian. Good. I'm sure everyone I've seen go by has a slicey already. Is there anyone who doesn't have one yet? Yeah, Cheryl, collection of books. I'm actually so thrilled with this. And there's a little video that I actually took to have on today's tour, which was going to be in here, of... okay, I'll tell you about... Carly, I'll answer your question in just a moment. But what I'm so thrilled about with the books is this, that Catherine, then I'm going to have to post you one, clearly. My Amsterdam books have been spread over a couple of apartments. And hey, Eric, can you come here? Mm-hmm. Can you just hold this for me? So what I did eventually, I got Eric to agree that I could move his books away from here. Mm-hmm. And I just wanted to show you how big this is compared to me. So here is my Amsterdam library, which is very, very exciting for me. It is not sorted yet, so I just chucked everything in there. So it's not actually in categories yet, so that's still something I have to do. But all of these books are about Amsterdam. I actually could fill another 2 shelves, but...
What happened to my books?
What happened to your books? Your books are rubbish. Okay. For those of you who don't know Eric, let me show you Eric.
He threw away all my books. I'm very sad now.
Okay, well, you'll find them eventually. So, what was happening with the library is that I was needing it every week to research these tours. And actually, Eric and I have separate flats. And a lot of them were upstairs in my flat, and then I would be working down here and I'd forget what I had and they weren't all in one place. Hey Audrey, hi Sandy. So it's just so wonderful to have them all concentrated in one place. I'm really thrilled about it. And his books are up in my flat now. They're on a shelf. Yes, I so need the Dewey system. I was trying to remember how the Dewey system worked, but what I've got is these little things, these little corner organizer things, which you can put by the books. So I can have little sections like Van Gogh and this and that. Excuse me. So yeah, I'm really, really thrilled about this. Susan, how many in-person tours am I doing a week now? Practically none. I have one tomorrow, which I'm so thrilled about because I was incredibly busy all the way through the summer, and then yeah, August and September and October were so busy, and I was really starting to feel worn out, and I'm really ready for a break. So I'm doing lots and lots of research now for Van Gogh tours that I'm going to be doing next year in person. And then, of course, for these Detailed Amsterdam ones also. And I've always liked this kind of format, you know, of 8 months of hard work in the year and then 4 months pretty much, you know, very little work. And that really works for me as a kind of a rhythm. Okay, now, so there was Catherine, M needs a slicey, and Bonnie needs a slicey, I saw. So I will send you both slices as a thank you for coming on this tour that I didn't end up doing because of my coffee. And to answer Carly's thing about how did they become the mascot. Okay, I'll give you the slightly longer version. Where are some slices? I just had them all. Oh, here they are. This is only some of them, okay? Oops. Okay, this is some of them. Many years ago. So it was back in 2009. I was at Eric's place when he lived in the south of Holland still. And he had one much like this, but with the eyes painted on, and painted on, put in the ground outside the building. And I always thought it was really, really funny. I really thought it was hilarious, and I just loved it. I loved the look of it. And then COVID hit. So a long time later, and then we had a thing where we could go out. We could even, shops were open. And I love thrift stores. I really, really like them. And it was a fun thing to do, to go to thrift stores. And I noticed often they had these. And so I started collecting them and buying them. You know, they're cheap, like 50 cents, €1 maybe. And I didn't really know why I was doing it. I thought maybe it would be fun to put my sticker on the back of them and eyes, paint the eyes on, and then one day one night flood Amsterdam with them, like just hundreds everywhere. So, and make it into the newspapers as a kind of a stunt for my business, for publicity. Anyway, then I started trying to paint the eyes on, and it didn't work so well. And then I thought googly eyes. And so yeah, I started with the googly eyes, and then I realized I needed slightly bigger googly eyes. And And then, yeah, then I started putting one in Amsterdam with my sticker on the back. So there's my business sticker on the back. You know, for each tour I would put one on when I remember to take one with. And then it seemed like a nice idea to give them out. So as I do online, and then also with in-person tours, I will take one with each tour. So I get through quite a lot of slices. And, you know, the idea was, you know, have a slice of Amsterdam, a slice of history, a slice of art, a slice of this, slice of that. And I just think they're funny. They really make me smile whenever I see them. So here we are with the slices. Catherine, Bonnie and Hayward, if you send me your address, an address to post a slicey to, I'll post them to you. What I'll do is I'll photograph about 10 of them and I'll put that on the Facebook group later, and then I'll tag you and you can choose one. Yeah, so that's that story. And then, of course, there's the one celebrity slices. So I gave one to Rick Steves, and he said, "What's the story with these?" So I told him. I said, "Well, you know, so that people remember me." And then he said, "Well, so I can try and get some more work that way." And he said, "I think I can do better than that. I'll put you in my book." So, and then the slicey featured it on his Monday night program about Amsterdam. And then when his son contacted me, he was like, "Are you the guy with the tour with the cheese slices?" I was like, "Yeah." Okay, so it's funny how they clearly get remembered. What else? I think that's it for the slices. Jackie, do I spot them when I walk around? I have kept tabs on them sometimes, because certainly when I was doing the Good Morning Amsterdam tours during COVID, I would sometimes put them in a planter near Papen-Eiland, so that beautiful corner of the Jordan district. And then I would watch, and I'd go past every now and again, and I'd see it would be there sometimes for a couple of weeks, which I thought was really funny. But normally, no, they get taken quite quickly. But that's the idea. Leave them out somewhere and then they go somewhere else. Right. What is it? Were there any other? Not Rick Steen, no, Rick Steves. Let me find. Now that I have all my books in one place, here's his book. He was a really, really nice man. Really cool guy. I spent 8 hours with him when he was here, because he wanted to try out some local guides, and then we walked the routes in his book, which he wanted to check up on, and then I kind of made sure that I proactively kept him entertained with things that I thought he maybe wouldn't know. And it went well. I can see why he's such a success, because he's just very, very pleasant to spend time with. Let's see. Were you and Lee researching a tour when you were on your jaunt the other day? Yeah, Susan. You know, we went down there in sort of Van Gogh's footsteps, really, Van Gogh's footsteps. Whether it's for a physical tour or not, I'm not sure. You know, it's just that I like to, because I want to start doing Van Gogh tours next year, I really want to go everywhere and sort of immerse myself in it. And just to get, you know, by going there, I get more of an idea of where he came from, what he was doing, the environment he was working in. It just becomes real to me, obviously, because I've been there. So it just helps me when I'm actually doing a tour in person in the museum or in the Kröller-Müller Museum. Obviously, I'm going to have to go to Provence and Paris. I mean, like, one needs an excuse. I decided not to film it when I was there with Lee, because it just seemed like it would be nice just to enjoy it. And we did a lot of toing and froing you know, trying out places. Places were closed, this and that. And if we go and do that again, I'll film it. Now that I know what is the van the man. Is that van the man? No. No, let me show you this. Oops. This is actually a portrait of a friend of mine, Tara. She's a Dutch lady. She's in her 90s. She's actually 93. And I have a friend who takes portraits. So she looks really stern here. But she's not. She's absolutely lovely. But she's one of these. It was a very difficult portrait to paint, my friend told me, because when she smiles, you know how it is sometimes when people smile and the side of their mouth goes down as part of the smile. Well, when you're in person, it's clear, but when you try and do a portrait of that, it's really hard. Polly, I spilled coffee on my phone, so it didn't work the whole day, so I couldn't charge it, and I couldn't load on the photos and videos. It's working again now, which is what I'm streaming through, but I didn't have time to get across town, so I'm sorry about that. So yes, that's Tara. I'm actually going to see her on Wednesday. She's, as I said, she's 93. And very sadly, she's had a bad fall. She's in a rehabilitation centre. And so I'm going to go on a huge big pilgrimage across the other side of Amsterdam on the far-flung corner and see her on Wednesday. Can you recommend a book on Amsterdam architecture? Well, you know, I've got so many, Tricia. Yeah. It depends what... I don't think there's any one book that is really good at explaining stuff. There's a lot of books where you can... Once I have my library organized, of course, I'll be able to just reach for it. However, you know, you get books, for example, like this. Is this the right way around for you? It's back to front for me. It says Amsterdam Architecture, a guide. So the way this works is, you know, it has, you know, certain buildings and then descriptions of those buildings. So it's not really the greatest. I would prefer a book, for example, where it tells the story of the architecture more. Yeah, Audrey, I've got loads of bookings from Rick Steves. Absolutely. And from the Rick Steves guidebook, yeah, it's made a big difference. You know, I always used to... I'll tell you a story now about how my business has gone. And because I've been doing this for 12 years now. And for a long time, most of my business came from... Nancy, I'm still learning Dutch. I don't speak it very much because I speak English at home and I speak English at work. This publisher of this book here is Thoth. Thoth. So what happened for a long time is I was either number 1 or 2 on TripAdvisor. So that is how I got a lot of my business. And I was doing small group tours for most things. Then what happened is that TripAdvisor started changing. It started as a site where people would leave honest advice. And, Laurie, I'll come back to that. A lot honest advice. But the thing is, TripAdvisor started buying other companies and then they bought Viator and now they want to sell tickets. So they've gone from an advice site to a ticket selling site. And now they want, between 26 and 30% commission. And if you don't sell through them, then you disappear down the ranking. Even if you're number one, they'll put everyone who sells through them above you in the ranking they show people, even though this is not the real ranking. Now, that's sort of 26% at the time is of the gross amount of the tour. So when I was doing a countryside tour that included vehicle rental, entrance tickets, say to Keukenhof Gardens, a pancake lunch, 21% sales tax, they were also wanting a 26% commission of those amounts. So that meant that a lot more than half of my profit would have been taken by TripAdvisor. Now that's fine, you say just put up the price on TripAdvisor, but the mean thing is that they won't let me sell it directly on my website for less than it is on their website. So that meant that I couldn't run those anymore. Now, I could have just put all the prices up and gone and embraced Viator/TripAdvisor, but I decided no, I don't approve of it, and I went out on my own. I stopped lists, I didn't list things on there. And I focused on Google, my Google ranking, which was working well. Okay. And then, my dreams came true, and Rick Steves found me somehow and tried me out and put me in his book. So that's the story of how it all worked. I'm very thankful for that. Okay. Laurie, as far as the early tours go, glad you brought it up. I'm very aware that the quality of the stream, which I was doing, which was through YouTube, on those early tours is really not very good often. Also, I couldn't share photos and videos, so I was always trying to do it with a tablet, and it was always a bit of a mess. So my concern is that what happens is that people will find those tours, and then they'll look at the first one or two and they'll think, oh, this is so annoying to watch, and then they won't watch. They'll just drop the whole thing. Whereas like the Prism streaming, I only started at number 19. What I figured, I want to redo all those first ones, the first 18. However, when? And then I thought, well, when it gets really busy for me, which will be April, because that is then Keukenhof, late March, what I could do is then I could start again from number one, because I've still got the notes. I don't have to research everything. I can just take some little videos and some pictures and then look at my notes. So my intention has actually been to start from number 1 to 18, but start that in late March. So that then I can take the original ones away. And then when people find it, hey, hi, Charge Show, on YouTube, that they maybe won't be put off by the poor quality of the stream of the first 18. So that's the plan. Okay. Okay, Charge Show. That sounds great. Great idea. Yeah, I think so. And I'll feel much happier knowing that I have good quality, reasonable quality stream and recordings of them online. Because it's quite fun, trying to build up this kind of body of work. I like it. Awesome. Yes, yeah. So I'm not going to go away. Yeah, excuse me. I'll be here in January and February. Although, yeah. So I'm going to go away in March, just to have a little break before the big season begins. So very cool. Yeah, it's been such an interesting process for me. Every week trying to make making a new one. Now, I started to feel in the Jordan district that it was getting all a bit samey. So then I thought we'll get out of the district for a while, and make a route that goes through different areas. And I found, obviously, I got a bunch of books, found a bunch of websites that work with really good resource websites. So I've got about 5. And that's a good source of info. And obviously, I've been doing this every week, so I've got better at it, the research, I mean. And it can take a long time, though. So what I want to do, what I've started doing is, because I've got so many other things I want to be busy with, if I start researching these 3 days before, I end up working on it for 3 days. So what I've decided to do, what I did today, is I did the video capture yesterday, and I decided already where I was going to be and what I wanted to research, but I only researched it today, this morning, because that way it only takes a day. So that's the idea. Yes, I will be doing small group tours, Laurie. I'm going to do a small group tour, a history walking tour once a week next year. On Saturdays, I've decided. So that'll be a once a week offering. Yes, I do, Susan. It's allowed to guide in the museums here, no problem. So yes, I do guide in the museums as well. Yeah. So that's going to be, well, the Rijksmuseum, the Van Gogh here, and the Krullenmüller, which is wonderful, wonderful. A B&B we stayed at gave up because one family gave them an OTT ghastly review on TripAdvisor, wouldn't drop it. Yeah, the TripAdvisor, people can be so tyrannical. I mean, with bad reviews, I've only got one actually, and they are really they're a good opportunity for speaking to the people reading them, because if somebody leaves a bad review, people will read it, and then they will read your response as well. So I think what people forget, some tour guides who leave very bitchy, nasty, aggressive responses, is that they kind of forget that it's not really the person who left a review that's important, it's the other people who are reading it. It's never nice to get a lousy review, but it does create an opportunity, particularly if it was unreasonable. And if it was reasonable, then the best thing to do is apologize, eat some humble pie, and learn from it, you know. Do you put the tour group together? Laurie, with the small group tours, that'll be a situation where you can buy one place, and in a group of 8. 8 is my small group, is my maximum. So that's you don't need to know the people or get the group together. And I actually don't sell the first ticket individually by itself. Somebody must buy 2 first. I'm not going to do a tour with one person. After at least 2 tickets are sold, then it's possible to buy individual tickets. So that's how those work. Yes, I did see Todd recently, Adrian. I had we met for a Christmas drink, and that was before one of the Detailed Amsterdam tours. So we had a few Christmas drinks before the tour. He's well, and his daughters are here. He's very happy about that. For me personally, if someone leaves a bad travel review that seems like a reasonable complaint, I always check to see what response there is from the guide. Yeah, absolutely. You know, yeah. I mean, there are some places in Amsterdam that are so legendary for their funny responses. There was this one place, a restaurant called Max, and Max is an Indonesian restaurant here, and he would get, I think he got a couple of bad reviews which were valid, and I think he apologized. And But when he gets unreasonable bad ones, he just rips into them. He's so sarcastic and stuff. It's hilarious. It was like legendary to watch. I mean, I ended up going to the restaurant because of the bad reviews. So, you could always work it to your advantage. Just wondering what the future is for your YouTube channel, Mark, over the coming years. I have no idea. I really don't know. I just grew very fond of this format. It's with Hago and Beams and stuff during COVID, and decided that I wanted to continue it. Just about everyone here today is from those days. So, and we see each other on the Facebook group, and it's nice. It's really, really nice. So I decided to carry on doing it just once a week, or try and do once a week. And I just have no idea where it's going to go, but I don't really have a plan. It's just, one step in front of the other. And I'm a great believer that you always have to be doing something, If you're not doing anything, there's no chance of anything interesting happening. As long as you're doing something, maybe something unexpected just falls in your lap. So that's the idea. Yeah, Adrian, Ton is very happy with things. I can hear the rain falling outside. If ever there was a good day to spill coffee on the phone, today was it. I think, Natalie, did you ask about Dutch? Excuse me, I'm very croaky. Some water. I can speak Dutch. And I can understand a whole lot more than I can speak as well. Sometimes I struggle for vocabulary when I'm speaking. So what happens a lot is I have some friends, typically like 2 days ago, some Dutch friends who we go out and we have whole conversations where they speak Dutch and I speak English. It must sound quite strange to somebody listening in, but that works very well. Did you go to language school when you came back to Amsterdam? No, I've just picked it up as I've gone along. Of course, Eric teaches me lots of rude things and lots of uitdrukkings, expressions. Dutch is full of funny expressions, really funny and interesting ones. It's one thing to learn the words, but you've still got to learn all the expressions, and they use them a lot. They didn't realize how much they use them. Because, somebody, a Dutch person will say something and then, you look at them like, what the hell did you just say? One of my favorite ones, somebody just moved to the Netherlands with their family. If I told her if she gets to Amsterdam, Joe tells me, yeah, buy a donkey. That's Afrikaans. But, an example of Dutch. What somebody will say, instead in English you might say, oh, settle down, stop fidgeting. What a Dutch person will just say is, kan je je ei niet kwijt? Can't you lose your egg? Like you're a chicken that's clucking around and can't find somewhere to lay, So it's that type of thing. I think it's very rich. I love the language, particularly for the interesting expressions they have. It's brilliant. Another example, funny one. I was standing outside a pizza shop that I love the pizzas from there. And this is when I did bigger tours, groups of up to sort of 15 people. And I had a group like that. And I'd stood outside this shop and I went, Amsterdam, I always used to say the same thing. I'd say Amsterdam has always had the lousiest pizza. And then leave a pause. Until this place came along, and now they have the best. And then I was walking up onto the bridge with the people, and this guy from the pizza place came running after me, and he said something, in your rate, which means like in your ass. And I was like, I thought he was angry with me. So I was like, no, sorry, I was saying something nice about about your business. And then he said, yeah, I know. Here's a voucher. Come and have a free pizza. And then I came home and I told Eric, and I said, he said something about sticking something in my ass. And he went, oh, yeah. He said, thank you for sticking a feather in our reet, in our ass. And that's just how they say it in Dutch. Like in English, we put a feather in someone's cap. Here, they stick it in their ass. Somebody has to explain that to you. It's not going to just like fall into place naturally. I still do day tours to the Keukenhof, but not as small groups, just as private ones. So they're quite expensive. And I can't do too many. I did too many this last year. I did about 12, and by the end I was really tired and sick of it. I think I'm going to restrict myself to maybe 10 this year and decide and space them over the period, and then just take those bookings on those days. I can hear Eric snoring in the background on the sofa. It's funny with the delay, because I can see what you're laughing at now, but it's something that I said about half a minute ago. It's so weird. Rain. So, I have a note here to... oh, yeah, okay. What happened with the phone is I spilled coffee on it this morning. And then I couldn't use the USB-C port to charge it or to transfer photos or videos that I prepared onto the phone. And then just before, so I had it on the radiator and all that kind of stuff. And then just before the start time, about 10 minutes before, it dried out enough to start working again. So, yeah, here we are. Okay. Oh, my pets. Yeah, I didn't mention it. I had one pet. I had a lovely cat called Kookie. And then on the 23rd of April this year, I had to have her put down. And it was too traumatic to mention on the Facebook group. But I had her made into pillows. Hang on, I'll bring a pillow. So, here's the one. And the light's all wrong here. Here's the other one. And here's the best one. This is exactly what she looked like. So we still snuggle on the sofa. Keukenhof is lovely, but limited as far as what you can oh, I missed that. Limited about what you can say about it. Yeah, with Keukenhof, I think there's quite a lot to say. When I go there with people, excuse me, I like to spend the day with people, so I actually show people around. So I walk around the gardens because I know what's the best, looking the best at any given time, because I will be going regularly. and I know them quite well. So there's quite a lot to talk about tulips and different types and the history. And then there's all the myths. You've probably heard them on my tours. You know, the Greek myths about narcissi and hyacinths and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, if you look in the description of this tour, you'll see the Facebook group to join. It's called Mark and Lee's Splendid Amsterdam Adventures. Yeah, so that's where you can join that group. Yeah, you know, I'm also allergic to cats. I wasn't meant to be, and then I got this cat, and then I realized I was. She was 13. I already thought she'd be making my life hell until she was 23, but it all happened very quickly, in about a week. And it was, it's terrible. Awful. But I always thought, you know, when she goes, then I won't get any more. No more pets. Just for, I have asthma and stuff like that. And it doesn't do any good. All the hair and all probably the house mites that come to the cat hair that's fallen. So yeah, no more cats. But luckily for me, both of my neighbours on either side have cats, and I get to visit them and their cats whenever I want. So actually, I just said to my neighbour earlier, I saw her and I said, I need to come over and cuddle your cat. And she said, you're always welcome. So. Great. Well, thank you for joining, and oh no, no, I didn't have her stuffed as a cushion. Oh wow. I did have my peahen stuffed once. I think I mentioned that recently on a tour. I had a peahen, a peacock, and the peahen was killed, and then I actually had her stuffed. But I wouldn't do that with a cat, no. Feine Abend, Natalie. I will tell you, this is just a story to end on. This is the most unusual thing I've ever heard. I have a friend in England, and his dad passed. Now, his dad had been an undertaker, so they very openly spoke about death, all the way through. So it was never, they were very, very matter-of-fact about it. And the friend of mine said, when his dad died, he thought, well, it would be nice to have him cremated and then to have his ashes mixed in with a whole lot of clay and then have that clay made into teapots and then give a teapot to all his good friends so they could have tea with Dad. His mom didn't go for the idea. Anyway. So it's, I thought I would just, pop on for 5 minutes and just say, just to explain why I'm not on the streets doing the tour, and I can see that 45 minutes has passed. So, thank you for joining. Yeah, Trisha, I get it. But it was an interesting idea. Okay, thank you so much for joining, everybody. And what I will do is rustle up a bunch of slices and put a photograph on the Facebook group, and then Catherine, Bonnie, and Hayward, if you want to choose one each, I'll get those winging off to you in the next couple of days. Okay. So thank you, everybody, and bye-bye. Oh, Liz, the phone has recovered, thankfully. It recovered just 10 minutes before 4. Well, 4 o'clock here. Okay, bye everybody. Take care.